Hi there, it's CJ Miller. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana. Across the Red River is beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. Come check us out on your holiday, and yeah, let us show you a good time. Let us know what your tastes are, what you like. We'll be able to take care of you. So anyway, I'm here doing a video for my paintings in progress series, paintings in progress 25. So basically, yeah, uh, I have returned to a theme that I've explored in some of my other work. Now, I do a lot of things that have to do with like bodies of water, oceans, rivers, lakes, things like that. So, and as something will start out, the vision that I'll start out with changes as I work, because uh, it's kind of a little unveiling for me also. And I felt like, yeah, it's kind of a flowing river or a lake here or something like that, and then there's like an embankment that kind of goes off or really can't see uh, where it ends, but of course it does. This is a landlocked body of water, I'm certain of that. But from this particular vantage point, it actually seems as if the sun is rising or setting over the water, and that has given me the name of this piece. And I have explored the theme that, like I said, that I've done before, which I love to work with, is the idea of recursion in nature, and we can see that as little far off bits of uh, dart birds kind of circling around the branches of that bough there. There's some shapes that might be birds perched up there, or may not be. It may be weird parts of the branch or whatever. It's hard to tell from this distance, but clearly the swooping. There's one, two, three, four. How many? Way up there, but in the far distance, five. Uh, so I wanted to be small with some of the detail, but yeah. When you get into it, you can see it a little better. I wanted to be, and the wings, as I painted them, they're a little bit asymmetrical uh, in intensity. The wings that are a little bit darker, that's the side of the bird that's a little bit closer and front facing. Uh, and yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a dimension. Uh, yeah. And I wanted it to be a little, I wanted to create, uh, I don't want every bird to be the same shape when they're in flight like this. I don't want them to all be in the same position. Uh, that's why, uh, the wings of these, you know, uh, birds in this expressive form are very undetailed. And really, all we really can see are the wingspan. Uh, uh, can't really pick up the body of the birds, just the wings. That's very elemental in the way that small children would draw birds in a painting. But it's one of the first things I learned to recognize as a kid. It was like, yeah, so funny because my older sister, would draw pictures, and I'd be 2 or 3 years old. That means she'd be like 5 or 6, and she'd be talking about wanting to be an architect or something. And it's like she's like drawing pictures, and she's like, and here's an I-beam. And I'm like, what the hell is an I-beam? As a little kid. But all I knew is that I-beams were something that went into buildings. I didn't know. But it's like, yeah, uh, she drew them. And I don't know where she got that idea, heard from it from, but yeah, that's kind of cool. So yeah, but okay. So um the name of this painting, and this is pretty much finished. I was going to wait, and I was going to finish it with a semi-gloss. But I'm afraid if I do that, then what's going to happen is that semi-gloss will pick up every bit of light from any room that it's in, and create a glare, and I don't want to do that. So unless I can find a finish that has like a matte finish, a no-shine finish, I really don't know that I want to gloss this over with a clear coat, with the top coat, because I know where this is going. I know the home that this is going to and everything. But what I've decided to call this is I'm still deciding on what to call it. Once I figure out what the name of this painting is, that's when it's officially going to be finished. And until I come up with the name for it, till it just comes off my head, and it has to be me. I have to be the one to name it. I can't like solicit names from other people. That would be like a little inauthentic. But what I do is then I'll sign it and name it and date it on the back, and it will be officially finished. And then, of course, from that point, I write up a letter that I put with this painting, and maybe tape it to the back inside of the frame, and just basically just to say, yes, by the way, this is an original work. And when I paint, I have sort of an unofficial label that for this work, and I call them Cecil Miller Originals. My name is that's my name. Sans the originals part. But yeah, and I do that, and I write a little letter of appreciation, and goodwill, and farewell, basically, from me to the art. But in this case, this is going to a friend's house, and I'm going to be able to have visitation rights, which is kind of cool. So that's why I don't mind parting with this one as much. When you do create a piece of artwork for someone, if you really are into it and it really moves you, and you really, it's a sincere part of you, then you do feel a little sense of loss when the artwork goes away to where it's going. But I think the name of this painting is River Sunset. I'm leaning towards that. I haven't completely decided. Because mainly I haven't quite decided if this is a sunrise or a sunset. You know what? It's a sunset. It's a sunset because a sunset is the coming on of night and darkness and shadows, and there's a lot of that here. And the room that this is going to be it's got a lot of plants and everything like that, but also it's got like it's a really cool space, that this is going to fit well with. As a matter of fact, once I realized where this was going to end up, where I was going to bequeath this to, or whatever, where I'm going to send it to, then it was like it really just came to me that I could finish crafting this bit of work with the knowledge of the home in which it was going, because it's gonna be right at home there. Okay, well, Sunset River and when I get home, I'll see if it needs any more touches or tweaking or anything like that. And if anything, maybe just a little warmth just around the edges of these tree branches. That's one of the things that I did also is I put just now as I was finishing up the last of these birds. And like I said, yeah, I can get a clarity of it now. Now that I've gone in here and zoomed in and looked, I can really see it. There's one, two, three, four. There's one, two, three, four, five. There's five birds in flight. A couple of weird spots that were already in the canvas that you know will your mind I will let decide if that's just far off specks in the atmosphere, or if it's more bird in flight. Like for instance, I think that's just whatever. I think that's just a part of the sky, part of the atmosphere, or something like that. It could be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be, uh, and that was present. I didn't just put that. That's been there for a while. There's a couple of weird wiggly shapes that could be the remnants of clouds that have pulled apart. The reason why these clouds are dark is because it's nearly night. This is towards the end of dawn, but there's still a little bit of this reddish sun kind of kissing the bottom of these dark clouds, giving it kind of that purple sky effect. And yeah, I thought long and hard about colors and how because you can look at the sky at various times, and it's amazing the amount of colors that you will see. And it's not I'm talking about, like, you can look at the aurora borealis and see colors in the sky, but at any given time you can look at clouds and you can see clouds display a myriad of colors, from bright yellow rays to their whiteness to their blackness to some look more like this, your uh, angry reds and purples, and yeah, and I think this to me is possibly storm clouds that have not really built up yet. Maybe the you know so they're not really about to like let loose or anything like that just yet. Maybe this is just the beginning of a lower pressure coming together in the atmosphere. So I'm not a meteorologist. I don't know how that works. I just look at the sky and see what I see. And so there's all sorts of things to really look at, but I do feel like just a slight bit more definition. But then again, I'm not quite sure. One thing about going in to add a little bit of detail to bring in, a fullness to the story that's being told on the canvas is that this is the part where, well, it's almost like making a dark roux or a gravy where it gets really, really dark. It takes a long time to get there. Once it gets to that point that it's done, it'll go from done to burnt in about 30 seconds. That's what this detailing is like for me. Especially if I did any more detailing with this water, I could definitely overdo it, and don't want to do that, Don't want to overdo too much of what's going on in the background. I just know that this is from here, like the land kind of goes on, and it just feels like maybe the river it's kind of flowing, but kind of spills off in that direction and takes a little bit of a turn, and it just has this illusion uh, well, not really an illusion because it's true from this vantage point, from wherever that is we're looking, that it seems as if the sun is setting uh, on a watery horizon. But the truth is, the further, if we could get closer, if we could travel and get closer to that horizon line, we would see an embankment or something and discover that really that sun is setting beyond land, because this is a landlocked body of water. You know, even as it drains off into other parts, other little rivulets and things like that. So yeah, Sunset River, and this is just maybe that's a local colloquial name. Maybe that's just what this particular vantage point of the river would be called, and maybe it's what the locals would call it. But elsewhere on the river, it actually has a bigger, broader name of a river and a river system, and the lakes that kind of that it spills into, or basically spills into the lake. That it exchanges waters with as they flow downstream, and that's all well and good. But here, for this point, anyone who would happen across this in this little area, anyone who really knows it, this little maybe it's a little hideaway of a view. What happens is that it is known as Sunset Lake, and that's kind of a uniqueness of it, because most rivers seem to be landlocked, and it's just because of that peculiar far off embankment that way, where it kind of gives a little bit of a flow, and kind of whatever it turns and goes to, be it another rivulet or a pond or a lake, or in Louisiana maybe some marshy bayous or something like that. What really happens is it doesn't matter here. It just looks like a sunset. And so that is the story of this painting. And that's the uniqueness of this painting, and yeah. And I kind of figured that's the way that it was going. What I figured was missing, I did I do feel that I was able to accomplish, and that is adding a little bit of movement by adding a little bit of still life, But yeah, through the flight of those few birds up there, which kind of echoes some of the shadows and things that are happening in some of the clouds. The space in between clouds, and as they're pulling apart in the distance, some of the shadows, they kind of have that arch. Like this one in particular could it does kind of look a little bit like I guess even over here you could, if your mind maybe connects those patterns or whatever, it'll give you the 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 affect of more wings and flight. But it's not really, at that point I already know that's cloud work, but still some of the shapes are there, and that's the exploration of recursion in nature. Even some of the branches look like, from a distance, and as it gets a little dark, it looks like, okay, well, if that were that could easily be altered through act of the hand of nature or the artist or whatever, to be more of a bird versus a branch or something like that. So that's just kind of what I wanted to, and even we get some of that here. I feel like I don't need to get specific with a reflection of this bow in the water, because there's somewhat of a difference in shade here, and I don't know when and where or how I got to it or why. but it it just so happens that it looks as if there's a subtle shadow over the river of this branch right here. That's a little forward. That lets me know we are kind of looking at this from a far side of yeah, I mean, I would say from a close side, from our side of a riverbank. That's just not visible from this vantage point, but this tree's got to come from somewhere, and so obviously that's this side of the riverbank. So yeah. Okay, so that's kind of this very near the conclusion of this series. As I come in, I think I've got maybe one more session of just a little fine tuning. We'll see. But in the meantime, sunset, river, and love and light. Peace. Good night.